Did you see them? There's 3, maybe 4. They're after me. They're after me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Birds are cool. I love birds, and I like birds of the corvid family, which is like ravens, crows, magpies. They're my favorite. Anyway, you might ask yourself, what the heck is Hopper doing feeding birds in a Home Depot parking lot? Well, I came down here to the city to drop off some samples for work, and I was like, well, I can pick up a Honda Ruckus. This guy had one for sale, good price, needed some work. I was ready to buy it, and then he messaged me late last night, that it had been sold already. So I came down here, dropped the coolers off. I'm heading back up the hill, stop at the Walmart in Evergreen to go to the deli, grab some lunch. And he messaged me, he said, I got it. The guy bailed. I'm like, oh, I can't really drive back down, I'm on my way up. So made an arrangement, and he's gonna come meet me here. Just waiting for him. Hopefully he shows up with a sweet Honda Ruckus. We'll see. In the meantime, I get to play with the birds, so not bad. Well, heading back down into Grand County. I thought I was gonna get a sweet Honda Ruckus for a good deal, but the guy ended up standing me up. So hung out waiting for him for like an hour and a half in the Home Depot parking lot in Evergreen. No call, no show. Tried to get a hold of him. He blocked me on all platforms. Whatever, it is what it is. I'll get a Ruckus someday, just not today. Anyway, yeah, heading back down the hill. Got to hang out with some cool birds. That was badass. Got to see some homeless people. You know, got to go walk around Home Depot for a little while and check out some DeWalt tools. And, so, yeah, overall, it was a good day. I just don't like going to the city. That's all there is to it. I would love to not ever have to go to the city ever again. But I'll have to go to the city again sometime for something. There seems to be a problem. I'm gonna go Dutch boy on it. I'll just, I guess, hang out here for the rest of my natural career. I just gotta wait for one of my guys to bring me the appropriate equipment to fix the leak. Don't worry, it's just WAS. WAS stands for Waste Activated Sludge. So these pumps move the waste activated sludge out of the treatment train. Remember those big A basins I was crawling around in? When there's too many bugs in there because they multiply so rapidly, we waste them out into the digesters, and these are the pumps that facilitate that particular operation. Whoop, 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 whoop. Who knew you could have so much fun with waste-activated sludge? Let's talk for a moment, shall we, about the Chevy Silverado Suburban, the Silverado. So, as you all may know, I worship at the altar of the Blue Oval. I light a candle almost daily to Saint Henry of Ford. I am a Ford nut. I love Fords. That being said, however, Chevy really did a freaking genius thing when they came out with the Suburban, and then subsequently the Tahoe and other variations of the two. I don't know the full history of the Suburban, but I know it's been around for a while, and let me tell you what, they're freaking amazing machines. This is my wife's Suburban here. Close to 200,000 miles, like just a several hundred miles off of the 200,000 mile mark, and the thing's amazing. It drives smooth. It drives so smooth. That's one thing that Chevy does real well with their inferior front suspension, IFS, is give you an amazingly smooth ride quality. But the thing's great. It's got the 5.3 Vortec in it. It's got the active fuel, or the active displacement management, whatever that is anyway. It doesn't burn oil. It does a great job. Runs smooth. This transmission's starting to shift a little wonky. I believe this is the 4L60E transmission in here, so I'll have to budget to put a new one in eventually. You know, once I do that, I'll upgrade parts. I don't think the 4L80E is in here. I think that only came in the 2500 and up, but the 4L60E is no slouch. It's a good transmission. So it's a great engine, it's a great transmission, all the creature comforts you could want inside, smooth ride, decent-ish fuel economy. The only things I don't like about this particular Suburban, there's two things I don't like about. Maybe it's the LT trim model, I don't know. But the two things I don't like about this are, one, it has leather seats, but they're not heated. I don't understand what it is about me and my inability to purchase cars with heated seats. I have always wanted heated seats. I've never owned heated seats. For whatever reason, I can't seem to buy vehicles with heated seats. The trim packages don't allow it, whatever, and I buy used. My Super Duty, the people who I bought it from, they bought it new off the lot, and the girl was telling me her dad special ordered it without the heated seats, had it deleted from the package because I guess he's an older paranoid guy. He didn't want to be electrocuted while he drove. All right, mister, have fun freezing to death, but you won't be electrocuted. Great. Anyway, so no heated seats. And the second thing I don't like about this is it's not all-wheel drive. It's the four-wheel drive with the, it's either four-wheel or two-wheel. Like there's no 4 high, 4 low. It doesn't have the like true transfer case. It's got some sort of like mommy transfer case package, which is fine. My wife drives it, but in the event that, you know, she'll eventually get a new Suburban and I'll start driving this one around, I would really like to have a 4 low option, so that might be a swap I do in the future. Anyway, today I gotta try and change oil. I got to get this thing ready for our Thanksgiving trip to Nebraska, put a dash mat on. There's a bunch of stuff I'm gonna do. Goodness gracious, I just talked for a long time. So enough of me talking, and let's do some more rocking. All right, so we're under here. Since we've got it up, I'm inspecting for other leaks. I want to make sure everything's good and tight, good to go. You know, check the drive shaft for play. You know, you never know when you're gonna have to replace the U-joint. A little bit of some leakage around the output seal of the transfer case, which means I'll need to check the transfer case fluid. Everything else is seemingly okay. All seems good, Anyway, here we are. This is the heart of the deal. Here's your drain plug. Boop, boop, boop. And here's your oil filter. Boop, boop, boop. So those are what we're going to be dealing with. Let's look in the front. CV boots seem good. Always inspect your CV shaft boots. Look for cracks, wear, flung grease. Everything looks good. Rack and pinion seems to be good. No major leaks. Everything seems to be really good. This rig is in really great shape for almost having 200,000 miles on it. Good job, Bowtie. Good job. Anyway, so 15 millimeter. Got our oil thingy bop right here. You know what? I'm gonna sit you down, Mr. Camera Pants. Still see. Yeah, right there. I'm gonna raise my drain thingy. There we go. There we go. Alright, for all you first time oil changers, if you're watching this to learn how to change oil on a 2011 Chevy Silverado 1500 Suburban, it's really important to remember a crucial step, okay? So on your filter, you have a black rubber O-ring. Can you see that right there? Now it's very important that you lubricate this O-ring. So I'm gonna find some, you can use used oil. You don't want to get dirt and sand in there. So see how it's just on my finger there? Okay, I got lubricated all around. Hopefully this is showing up. And the reason for that, this is a rubber gasket. Once this goes up against the motor on the oil filter thingy, housing, neck, whatever, if it's not lubricated, the heat cycle from the engine, you know, heat, cool, just normal operation, will cause that to stick. And once it sticks, it's really, really, really hard to get the filter off. Really hard, okay? And I know this because I've worked on a few of these rigs. And this goes for any make and model. Gotta lube your O-ring. So, see right up there, here's the mounting surface for the O-ring. You can see there's not a lot of room, so if there's any problem in here, it's really hard to get that filter off. Might have to use some heavy-duty tools. There, everything's done on the underside. Now we'll lower it down and we'll put all the new freshies in from the top. All right, you guys, time to put the oil in. Right here, can you see that? This is your oil fill port. I always like to check the inside of the cap right here and look for sludge, like a white, milky, brownish sludge. This is dry, that's good. But when you open this up, if you're looking at buying a used car and you open this up and you can see some white, milky type sludge in there, you can usually guarantee that it's got some sort of problem where the coolant is getting into the block with the oil, which means usually a head gasket failure. Or if you're running Pentastar, or I guess any new car these days, car or truck, they'll have oil coolers on them that are like integrated and stuff. So that could mean your oil cooler's bad. I use only the best, Schaefer's. That's what I use. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. Heck, I've got an average of like 30, 40 views per video I make. Schaefer's isn't gonna sponsor me, but Schaefer's full synthetic is what I use in everything. except for the Subaru, because that's a junker. Only the best for my engines. All right, so I put in 5 quarts. The 5.3 Vortec, I believe, carries 6 quarts capacity. I don't have 6 quarts here. I have the extra quart in my house up at my shop, so I'll drive up there and top it off. It's not gonna kill me to be a quart low. Anyway, after I get done with this, I'm gonna check all the rest of the fluids, and I have a few other things to do. So, oh, one thing I like to do is I run longer intervals than the computer asks for. I do about 8,000 miles per oil change with this synthetic. So we have to disregard the computer, and then I just use a little label maker, print out next oil change, 8,000 miles from now, put it on the dash. And that way my wife knows when her odometer says this, tell Hopper that it's time to change the oil. So that's how we do that. One other little thing I like to do on all my vehicles to make life easier for me, and then probably whoever buys it after me, is I'll put down pertinent data with a paint pen somewhere. And I always remember, especially if you're somebody like me who's got a fairly regularly revolving fleet lineup. Although I don't buy and sell as much as I used to. I tend to keep things a little longer than I used to, which is kind of sad. I just need to buy a bigger piece of property so I can hoard more vehicles. So I'm down here at the sewer plant. It's the weekend. It's my weekend to work. I'm on call. I'm the on-call operator. We don't usually load people out for compost on weekends, but if it works with the operator and someone asks really nice, then we will make an exception at times to load people out with compost. Try to not make it a habit, but so this Saturday there's a nice gentleman, and he asked very nicely if he could come down today because he's got a project going on. And I get it, sometimes you can only, as a citizen, you can only work on the weekend at your house because you're working all week at your job. So yeah, we make it happen. That's what I'm doing down here, waiting for him to show up. Gonna load him and then work on my Super Duty.
You gone yet?
Anyway, that's a wrap, you guys. Thanks for watching this episode, and as always, I will see you around like a donut.